told myself the cabin would be peaceful. No reception, no neighbors, just a quiet reset. But the first night, I noticed the prints. Long, stretched out smudges on the outside of the window, too tall for a person to have made. The second night, I heard tapping against the glass. Soft clicks that stopped the moment I opened the door. The trees outside were perfectly still. By the third night, I was trying to convince myself it was all in my head. That's when I saw it. A pale, featureless shape pressed against the window, taller than any man. It vanished when I blinked. I bolted the shutters on the fourth night, but then came the voice. Guttural, choking, trying to copy speech. Let me in. I survived until morning, only to find the front door unlatched and those same prints, now on the inside of the glass. I ran. But last night, back in my city apartment, I saw a flicker in the window. This morning, the prints are here too. They say you should go to the woods to find peace. That's what I told myself anyway. This cabin was my uncle's, miles off any trail, the perfect place to disconnect. No reception, no neighbors, just old pine walls and a fireplace big enough to get lost in. It was meant to be a reset. The first night, the darkness was absolute. It felt like it was pressing against the windows. That's when I saw the prints. They weren't handprints. They were long, stretched out smears, dragged down the outside of the glass. Too high for any person to make. I brushed it off. Water damage, branches, anything but what it looked like. The second night, the tapping started. Soft, irregular clicks on the window panes. But when I went outside with my lantern, the air was dead still. The moment I opened the door, the sound stopped. I didn't sleep much after that. By the third night, I was trying to convince myself it was all in my head. I sat by the fire, trying to read, when I saw it. A pale smear against the window, a shape taller than a man, the suggestion of a face pressed flat against the glass. No features, just a void where they should have been. I fell backward, my heart seizing in my chest. When I blinked, it was gone. The fourth night, I barricaded myself in. Shutters bolted, dresser against the door. I swore I wouldn't look, but around midnight, the tapping returned, louder now. A dragging sound, like nails on glass. And then a voice, a guttural, choking sound trying to mimic speech. Let me in. I hid under the covers until morning. When gray light finally filtered in, I thought I'd survived. I went downstairs, and my blood ran cold. The front door was unlatched. I know I locked it. I checked it 3 times, and then I saw them. The prints. Not on the outside of the windows anymore. They were on the inside, streaked down the glass, as if something had been standing right there, watching me sleep. I don't remember running, just the desperate sprint back to my car. I made it home, back to the city, back to safety. At least, I thought I was safe. But last night, I saw a flicker of movement in my apartment window. And this morning, there are fresh prints on the inside of the glass,